This was my old setup and I figured it's finally time to switch it up. It was a combination of an old monitor, a small desk, a chair that was broken, and overall it was just cluttered and wasn't working for me. Not gonna lie, it seemed a little overwhelming and I didn't know where to start or what it was going to cost, but it actually ended up being easier than I thought. I prioritized only what I needed and worked from there. I found a ton of budget-friendly options, which I'll list throughout this video and also in the description. Alright, so the first thing I did was decide to get the IKEA Carlby countertop. It's honestly the best looking one, but honestly I just wanted the walnut color. The size was perfect, but it was just a bit too long for me, so I cut off about 10 inches. The total length of the board was 6 foot 2 inches or 74 inches, and I cut it down to 64 inches. Turned out to be the best length. Any shorter, I think I would have regretted it. If the Carlby is not your vibe or too expensive, I found this other option from IKEA called the ikeahacks for only 99 bucks, which isn't bad. Also, I'm gonna make this cutoff piece into like a shelf or like a monitor stand, whatever you want to call it, and I'll get into that later in the video. So I decided I was going to mount the countertop on top of a standing desk frame, which I bought from Wayfair. This one I got was a little pricey and found this one off Amazon that seemed just as good. Okay, to be honest, a standing desk frame is the way to go and I highly recommend spending the money on getting one. It just makes the setup feel more functional and has been helping my posture, which is a bonus. So I can't advocate for a standing desk enough, so just trust me on this one if you're looking to get one. This thing is a cable management shelf that came with the legs. You can adjust the height on it, which is pretty clutch, and this is just me installing it. Next up, we got a brand new chair to replace the old one. I went with the one that had a headrest, and overall I just wanted one that looked simple. This one was pretty good for the price. I think it was under 200 bucks, and I recommend it if you're trying not to spend too much. Like, chairs can be mad expensive, so definitely check this one out if you're looking for one. Alright, so now we can finally put everything together. This is the corner all cleaned out. I'm actually using a spare bedroom in my house for this desk. I decided I wanted to put my desk under the window just for no particular reason other than my personal preference, but I also think it looks best there compared to how I previously had it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Okay, so first thing I did was throw down this carpet I had. Then I moved the desk and positioned it to exactly how I wanted it. Also, here's what it looked like finally put together. The black metal leg, the walnut top. Yeah, it looks hella fresh. No surprise, I got the ikeahacks drawer. There's a reason every setup seems to have one. I mean, they're pretty affordable and I think they're just a must-have to any desk setup. I opted to get the version with the filing drawer at the bottom, which is something I also recommend because even if you don't use it for files, it comes in clutch to store bigger items and just random shit. The countertop came with a strip. I don't know what it's called, but it's basically when you cut off the side and it has adhesive on it, so it just sticks on as you see what I'm doing here. And for some reason it's sized a little larger than the actual countertop. I have no idea why, but basically you just need to trim it a little bit, but I have yet to do this and it's been like 5 months since I set up the desk. Next up is all the tech I got. So this is the 24-inch gaming monitor. Even though I barely game, I do a lot of graphic design though, so this monitor is perfect. I honestly have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to this stuff, so here's what it says about the monitor that it has, and I mean, yeah. So I also got these Gobi light bars for putting behind my desk. And finally, I got myself the new MacBook M1 Pro. Obviously, if you're planning on making your desk setup, you don't need to buy a new monitor or even a laptop. But I did because my shit was old. But if you can work with what you have, then that's 2 less things you have to get and spend money on. For the cable management, I didn't do too much. I just bought this power bar, which is probably the best one you can buy out there for the price and what it offers. What I like about this power bar is that it has surge protection, but it also has multiple outlets with some spaced out more for those chunkier plugs you might have. And this is that piece I cut off from my desk that I mentioned earlier. I ended up turning it into a monitor shelf just because I felt like doing it and I didn't really want to buy one. It took me like 5 minutes to build. The desk mat was like 20 bucks off Amazon and actually looks pretty good. Super clean and minimal, exactly the style I was going for. I also had this light bar on top of the monitor, which is perfect for when I'm working at night. And then I got this mic to add on the side, and that's just for when I'm doing things like this where I'm recording or, you know, just taking calls on it as well. that's basically it for my setup. I added some plants and a clock and other small pieces, but you don't need to go too overboard with it. Just do whatever works for you. For me, I just tried to keep it clean and minimal, and yeah, that's my desk setup. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments, and yeah, thanks for watching.